be women that would get on the floor in between the bunks, because you have the bunks in the garden. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance on hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So today we are going to talk about a very hot topic. Before we get into it, I want to do one of my little long intros and let you guys know that I started another channel. It will be linked in the description box. It is called Casually Christina. And on that channel, I will be doing like how I do my makeup and health and fitness type stuff, and maybe more recipes and daily vlogs and stuff like that that you guys would like over there. I will still be doing some things over here, some, you know, try on hauls or some things and stuff like that as extra videos over here every now and then. But for the most part, this channel is kind of based on my past, my prison experience, that type of stuff. My other channel is going to be more like current stuff that goes on in my everyday life, current story times, stuff like that. So if you're interested in all that kind of girly stuff, then hit the link in the description box and go on over there and subscribe. So yes, today we're going to be talking about relations in the female prison. If you are a baby, if you are under the age of 18, I highly recommend that you click out and don't watch this video. I know it's YouTube and you can't control anything, but I still say that because I'm a mom and it makes me feel more comfortable and it's the right thing to do. Also, if you are around your babies, mommies, daddies, aunts, uncles, grandma, papa, sisters, brothers, save the video and come back to it next time, because y'all know Grandma Christina is going to give y'all the real details. We're going to talk about some real stuff about relations in the female prison. All right, let's get into it. So I get the questions all the time, do women have relations? And we know what relations mean. It's the three-letter S word in prison. And the answer to that is yes. And a lot of it, okay? You have to think that our bodies, our natural bodies, we crave like food, sleep, and pleasure, right? Like those are the things that we crave. And in prison, you don't get a lot of things that give you pleasure. And it's really weird because it's almost like when you're in there and you know you can't really get it, you're even more hormonal, okay? So yes. And there's some good looking women in there too, okay? And there's some really good looking COs. Let's not play, let's not joke, let's just be real about it, okay? There really is. And some of them are studs. Y'all know what studs are. Studs are a masculine lesbian. Actually, one that I saw recently that was very good looking is from the 4th season of 60 Days In. This is her picture right here. If y'all have watched that season of 60 Days In and you've seen her, you saw that when she first went into the jail, the girls were going crazy. And that's what I told y'all. Everybody wants the studs, right? If you're a stud and you go into prison, you don't even have to have no money on your books. Those women will take care of you because everybody wants the studs, okay? And they actually even called her a stud on the TV show. I'm telling you guys, if you're new here, stud is not an offensive term. It is not at all, okay? It's not a bad term, and I would never use a derogatory term on here against anybody. So just so you know. And if you haven't watched that season, go and watch it, please, because I'm going to be reviewing it when I'm done with it. Okay, moving on. So being in a relationship with a woman versus being with a man is really deep and sentimental. Not that you can't have a deep and sentimental relationship with a man, right? But us as women, we're just kind of designed differently than men are. Men can be emotional, men can be in touch with their feelings, and we know all that. Yeah, I'm not saying that. But women operate on a different wavelength, right? So when you get put into prison and you have no other distractions, you don't have your husband, a man, or maybe your girlfriend from the streets, depending on what your sexual preference is, it's very easy to get into a relationship with a woman, especially when you get really, really close with them and you become either best friends or maybe you find somebody that you're sexually attracted to. Women that go into prison, whether you are a lesbian or not before going in there, a lot of the times, I want to say a huge percentage, I'm not going to throw a percentage out there because I'm not sure, even if you're not lesbian or ever even had a bisexual relationship before, they get into relationships with women. And there's a few different reasons why that happens. One, I believe codependency does play a part in it. A lot of these women are codependent on their husband, or maybe they were addicts, and that's a big one too. You know, a lot of the times addicts are, you know, dependent on their substance to give them that feel-good vibe, and when they don't have that, they're searching for something to fill that void. Now, does that mean every relationship in prison are for those reasons? No. Sometimes you just genuinely like another girl or another woman. Like, it happens. You get really close when you spend all day, every day with these women, and that's, you know, you build relationships that are very, very deep, and sometimes it crosses that line into intimacy and it goes that route. So let's talk about some of the ways that I've seen it be done in prison. Okay, we'll start with the bathroom. The very back bathroom stall. Now, when you walk into the bathroom, I've told you this before, when you walk into the bathroom to the prison that I was in, it's a long hallway like thingy, and on one side is toilets with like a little cement wall separating the toilets, no doors, no nothing like that, and on the other side is sinks, and on the other side are showers. If you go to that back stall, which the guards can stand in their station and they can see down in there, but they can't see over that back wall. So if you can get another girl to sneak into the bathroom with you, you can get it in there. Now, what I've seen is a girl sitting on the toilet. The toilets are very nasty, yes, and the other girl on her knees doing things to her. Now, the things that she could be doing is the normal things, like right up here, and then also they do make items to help with, and I've told you this before if you haven't watched my video where I was explaining this. They take soap bars, okay? If you get 3, 4, 5 different soap bars and you melt them and mold them, you can mold the soap into whatever shape that you want, and then they just put the finger of a glove over it. So, and then they use that to pleasure each other or just themselves, but it's usually each other. Another place that I've seen it many times is in the shower. You know, you've got one woman on her knees, the other woman with the water running on her, and they're getting down in there. And I can't tell you how many times I've go to get in a shower and I'm like, oops. I won't say any names, but I've seen some people. And, you know, you just mind your business. I mean, for me, I'm not going and telling on anybody. Of course, you've always got like 1 or 2 women in the door that snitch about everything, and they usually end up getting it later if you're a snitch in there. But usually I just mind my business. If I see it, oops, sorry, my bad. Another way that women do it in the prison is in the bunks. Now, let me tell you what they do. Okay, so I was in the back of the dorm in the corner on the bottom bunk, but a couple of the bunks next to around me, there would be women that would get on the floor in between the bunks, because you have the bunks and the guard station, they can see into the dorm as they can see into the bathroom too. But when they're looking down, they can't see on the floor back by the end of the bunk. So what happens is the COs make their rounds. I want to say maybe every 20 or 30 minutes, or that's when they're supposed to. At nighttime, they don't do it as much. Sometimes they're sleeping in the guard station, and boy, it goes wild. And I need to do some story times about like what happens when the lights go out in females prison. Let me know if y'all want to see that down in the description box below. I love hearing from you, and I love to know what you guys want to hear. But they'll lay on the floor there and they will get down. They'll get down with those soap bars. They used to try to get down with hot dogs before they started chopping them up. If y'all didn't see that video, women do not get served whole hot dogs in the females prison. They actually cut them up on the plate before they serve them to you, because they were finding these hot dogs in the fingers of gloves under their mattresses and under their pillows. And why do you guys think that they would put a hot dog in the finger of a glove? Yeah, you got it. I also heard that they would run them under hot water to get them warm, to make them more realistic. And these aren't just your regular size hot dogs. If any woman on here has been to prison in Florida, you know that those are big hot dogs that they serve, because you only get like one, I think. And they're about that long and about that thick. Okay, these are big old giant hot dogs. So they chop them up. Anyways, the girls were having fun with those before they caught on to that. Another way that they will get down is they will have another inmate act like she's folding, you know, blankets. So she's just kind of standing there, you know, like doing this, and it kind of blocks the COs from seeing, and they'll get down on the bed or whatever. But see, that's the thing about it, is when they're doing it, it's never like romantic and passionate. It's always like a quickie. They're just trying to get it done, get their relations done before they get caught. So another way that okay, you're saying they're taking their towels, they're doing this, and then they're getting down on the bed real quick, and then nobody tells on them. Like I said, maybe there's one or two women in there that may be a snitch, but they get handled. If it's around your bunk, like if they were around my bunk, I just go in the day area, I go do something until they're done. I mind my own business. I don't interrupt. I don't complain. I let them do their thing, because that's their thing. Another way that they do it is if their back is they're sitting on their bottom bunk. Okay, a woman's sitting on her bottom bunk, and her back is faced to the guard station, and then she looks like she's looking at the wall or reading a book or whatever, and then you have the other woman that's on her knees with her face in her lap, so the COs cannot see nothing but her back. They can't see the other inmate that's on her knees. That's another way that they do it. So those are some of the ways that I have definitely seen it get down in there. And I mean, it's a lot. If you want to know if like maybe it's every day somebody's either taking care of their own business, and you can hear it, especially at nighttime, or you know, they're doing it. You also have some people, like there was, okay, see, in the females prison, you're not supposed to touch. You're not supposed to touch each other at all. But the top dogs, and the only reason why I even use that term is because y'all got me using that term, but we didn't call it a top dog whenever we were in prison. We just knew who those people were. They could walk around holding hands with their girlfriend and stuff, and they ran with the guards and stuff, but also these women that I knew had a lot of money. Their family had money. They were funneling money in. They were paying off the guards. Everybody knew about it. It was whatever. They didn't care, you know, whatever. But they were allowed to be taken and going into different rooms and stuff. Like they would hang out. One of the women did hair, and so they would always be in there. So there's always a way for women to have relations in prison. So yes. As far as COs, I do want to remind you guys that not all COs are bad COs, and I hate to use that term, but not all COs are corrupt. Not all COs can be manipulated. For all of my wives and mommies and all of y'all out there that have a family member or loved one that is a CO, not all of them are like this. A good portion are corrupt, but not all of them. But COs have been known to come and call somebody out of the dorm to take them to medical, but they don't go to medical. They go to a broom closet, or they take them, another big one is taking them to get cleaning supplies. I have a few of my girls on here that was in prison with me that knows a specific woman that would always go and get the cleaning supplies with her CO, and they would do it while they were gone in the cleaning supplies closet. So yes, like the kind of situations that you saw in Orange is the New Black, where the one chick was in the relationship with the CO, she actually ended up getting pregnant by him, how they kind of did it, you know, like with the pants pulled down really, really quick, like that type of vibe. Like that's super accurate. You know, nobody's laying in the bed and rubbing each other's head and being all sensual and sexual. I do see, especially from watching 60 Days In, that like a lot of jails and prisons do have individual rooms. Ours didn't. Ours was all open base, so you could see everything. I could only imagine the things that would go on in those type of dorms. If you watch the first season of 60 Days In, the one that I already reviewed, you know DeAndre that was on there. He was an openly gay male. He would go into the other guys' rooms and feel on them and take them into the shower. That really happens, and you always have usually like one or two females that are like that in the females' prison that will just pretty much go down on anybody. They like are hungry for it. Like they don't care to have a relationship with you. They're just gonna come to your bed in the middle of the night and try to pleasure you. And that really happens, okay? I had especially one specifically that I remember in our dorm. She, I don't wanna give too many details because I don't wanna out anybody, but yeah, she would pretty much go down on anybody at any time. She just enjoyed doing it. If you guys want to know if I let her go down on me, the answer is no, she did not. So yeah, those are all the ways that women get down in the female's prison. I hope that you like this video. Please don't forget to like it. It is a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
We are dreaming.